Hi boys and girls! I have been so excited to teach this lesson to you. We did so much writer's workshop when we were at school, and you guys were really becoming amazing writers. I sent each of you home a packet with some pages to create a story. And I thought it'd be kind of fun if you have any of your packets left still, if we all created a story together, and then when we come back together, we could turn it into a class book. Wouldn't that be awesome? If you don't have any more of your packets, no big deal. You can use plain white computer paper, or you could really use any kind of paper that you want, as long as it's this size, okay? So just like the size of a regular sheet of paper, because then it'll fit nice into a class book. Construction paper might have to be cut a little bit in order to fit, but I think we can do it. Okay, writers, we know so much about writing. Let's go over some of the things that we know about writing. One, we always write in pencil. We can't write in marker because if we make a mistake, we cannot erase it. We cannot write in colored pencil either, same reason. I know you say it erases at school, but it doesn't erase the best. This time we're gonna do all our writing in pencil. So we know that when we write in pencil. We also know that it's really important when we're writing to put space between our words. Now at school we have super fun spacemen, but at home we don't have our spaceman, but that's okay. You can use a lot of different things to help you put space between your words. One thing you can do is use two fingers. So you can write a word, and then you can put your fingers there, and then write your next word. Then put your fingers down, and then write your next word. That will help you put space between your words. If that's a little too tricky to do that with your hands, you could use a big fat marker to be your spaceman. It's a little rolly, so you have to be careful. Or you could also find something in your house that's about that thickness. Maybe you could use a pen. That might work because it might sit a little bit better, but it should be a big thick pen so that we have lots of space between our words. So we use pencil to write, we put space between our words, and one thing that we are really good about is using our sight word wall to write our words that we know in a snap. If it's a sight word, it needs to be spelled correctly because we know how to spell it. At home, I've given you your sight word pack cards, and you also have a personal sight word wall. If you're joining us from farther away, that's okay. I'm sure that you have access to sight words somewhere, or you can look them up online at the Fry's list of first 100 words for kindergarten. That's not exactly the sight word list that we use in my class. I combined several different sight word lists to help my students have access to the words that they use to write the most. But either way, sight words are the words that we know very well that we can spell well. Moms and dads, any other words that we're spelling, we're going to use our sounds that we hear to write the word. That means the word might look a little different than you're used to it being spelled, and that's okay. So we're gonna focus on space between our words. We're gonna focus on spelling snap words, sight words, popcorn words, whatever you call them, exactly right, because we know how to spell them. And we're also gonna work on writing in only pencil, okay? So for today, I want you to write your name at the top. This is super important because we're gonna put it in a class book. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to use my handwriting without tears to make sure that I am writing my words or my letters starting at the top. Where do we start our letters? At the top. Where do we start our letters? At the top. If you want to write a letter, then you better remember to start it at the top. Is this the top? No, it's the bottom. Is this the top? No, it's the middle. Is this the top? It's the top. Where do we start our letters at the top? We love that song in kindergarten. And then for the date, you can write the date that you are writing the story. So today I am writing the story on April 14th, so I'm going to write a 4-14-20. You might be writing this on a different day, and that's okay. Before we do any kind of writing, hands up, pencils down, take a look at your book and think about what you're going to write about. Now, I suggested that we write a book about kind of the same thing so that we can do it together and so that we can put it together as a class book. So it's going to be a book about how you learned at home. What's so exciting about how we're learning at home is we are all learning at home, but we're doing it totally different. So my book is gonna look different than your book, and your book's gonna look different than your friend's book. And if you're joining us from far away and not in our class and you wanna send your book to me, message me and we can add it to our class book. Okay, that would be super fun. You can send pictures and I can print out your book and we can add it to our class book and we'll have a huge class book. So for today's lesson, the first thing we're gonna do is just talk about our idea. And then in the next lesson for tomorrow, then we'll talk about getting started. So today we're gonna idea plan. When we write a book, we plan our book page by page. And that's so that our brains are ready to know what's gonna go on each page. Okay? So if I were writing my book, on my cover, I can put anything about working at home. I can put about how I am teaching at home. Can you put about how you're teaching at home? Probably not, but you can put about how you're learning at home or draw a picture of your teacher at home. Who is your teacher at home? Is your teacher at home your mom? Your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your bigger sister or bigger brother? I don't know. I'm excited to find out. Today we're just gonna work on planning our pages and then tomorrow we'll start our drawing. So I think on my cover, I'm gonna put a picture of me teaching at home in my bedroom. How funny is that? That's where my classroom is. And then on my first page, I might talk about who is in my class at home. In my class at home, I have friends on the internet who are learning, you guys. And then I have my regular classmates learning from afar away. And I have my daughter and my son. So I'm gonna put them on page 1. Page 2, I'm gonna talk about the different things that we're learning at home. We're learning all the things that I'm teaching you, but we're also learning new things. Like we made banana bread the other day and we learned how to measure and get the banana bread ready. That was a lesson that we learned at home. On my back page, I'm gonna put how I feel about learning at home. It makes me feel a little sad because I really, really miss you. And I also feel a little happy too because I'm learning new things that maybe I couldn't learn inside of the classroom. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do to plan my book. You plan out your book, and if you're ready to write right away, go ahead and jump to lesson 2 video and you can get started where we talk about what we're gonna put on each page. I'm splitting it up because I don't want the videos to be too long, okay? All right, so for now, lesson 1, plan out your page, make sure you're using the right utensils, appropriate colors, and space between your words. Okay? Lesson 2, we'll get started on our story. Can't wait to see you till then, okay? Goodbye!